oil-rich country called the United Arab Emirates. Over the course of just a few decades, it's transformed itself from a spit of sand about the size of Rhode Island into the Singapore of the Middle East. It's a political, economic, and financial success story in a region torn by conflict. And it's all the vision of one man, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He rarely gives interviews, but you're about to meet him and get his tour of one of the fastest-growing places on earth. No matter how many articles you read or how many pictures you see, they don't quite capture the enormity and the energy of Dubai. It is a physical manifestation of Arab oil wealth set in concrete, glass, and steel, a place so rich and ambitious that it is changing the geography of the world as a business center, transportation hub, and tourist destination. A 21st century city at the crossroads of a new world. Skyscrapers rise in clusters, man-made islands rise from the sea, and entire neighborhoods with hundreds of office buildings and apartments rise from the sand. And it is all the vision of one man, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum.
This is where we're standing now. All this is nothing. 2000. January 2000.
7 years ago.
Yes. This was desert. And look now, all what you see.
What you see has been called the largest construction site on Earth, with 500,000 laborers working on a reported $300 billion worth of projects, building Sheikh Mohammed's dream of a modern, efficient, and tolerant Arab city with fine restaurants and a vibrant nightlife, both the playground and the business capital of a new Middle East.
What are you trying to do here? What do you want this place to be?
I want it to be number one. Not in the region, but in the world.
What do you mean number one in the world?
In everything. High education, health, housing. Just making my people the highest way of living.
At 57 years old, he is one of the richest people in the world, a member of the Maktoum family, which has ruled here for nearly 2 centuries. He's a former Air Force pilot and an avid horseman who competes in cross-country endurance races and is one of the largest breeders of thoroughbred racehorses in the world. By Western standards, his marital situation is a little complicated. He's married to Princess Haya, the daughter of the late King Hussein of Jordan, but he also has another wife who is rarely seen in public.
Assalamu alaikum.
He is frequently described as a workaholic, and as we found one morning, always in motion.
I'm just doing my normal thing, which is, you know.
You like to stay on your feet?
Yeah.
Where's your security detail?
I don't have a security.
You just walk around by yourself?
Yeah.
He's famous for dropping in unannounced at construction sites and government offices to see how things are going.
We'll get in this car, huh? This is my car.
All right, fine.
I will drive.
Okay.
He uses his cars as mobile offices.
So you travel by yourself all the time?
Most of the time I travel myself, yes.
It seemed like almost everyone in Dubai knew the car and who was driving.
But you see, the whole area is growing here.
There is a little bit of Donald Trump in him, at least when it comes to showmanship.
You know this building up there?
That strange-looking building on the left is one of the world's tallest indoor ski slopes. Outside it may be 120, but inside it feels like the Alps.
And they are set and ready to run.
Then there is the Dubai World Cup, showcasing the fastest horses in the world, running for the world's largest purse. Not to mention the most luxurious and expensive hotel in the world, the Burj Al Arab, where the cheapest room is $2,000 a night.
Why do you want everything to be the biggest, the tallest?
Steve, why not? Why not? If you can have it in New York, what can we have it here?
Why are you in such a hurry? Most people would try and do all of this in a lifetime, not in 5 years.
I want my people to live better life now, to go to the high school now, to go to the good health care now, not after 20 years.
His people, the descendants of Bedouin tribesmen, pearl divers, and traders, now make up a small fraction of the population here. They enjoy one of the highest standards of living in the world, with free health care and college tuition and no taxes. The rest of the population are foreigners, European, Indian, Russian, Iranian, and Saudi, and they are coming at the rate of 25,000 every month. Developers, architects, middle managers, domestics, and bellboys, all united by a common goal, to make money.
People can smell the opportunity and they go for it.
Georges McCool is president of Middle East operations for Morgan Stanley, and he believes that Dubai has the perfect business environment for multinational corporations. It is strategically located halfway between the financial capitals of London and Singapore. There are 1.5 billion people within a 3-hour plane flight, and it is the perfect jumping-off point to tap into the emerging markets of South Asia.
So essentially what's happened is that Sheikh Mohammed and the Maktoum family were able to convince people to come and invest money there.
Well, they articulated a very good case for investing in Dubai, and I think they jump-started that with some of their own investments.
The initial investment was made by Sheikh Mohammed's father, who decided to dredge a coastal waterway called the Creek, which had been the center of Dubai's commercial activity for centuries. It was the beginning of what would become one of the largest ports in the world and a major transshipment point for goods headed to and from Asia. Next, Sheikh Mohammed came up with the idea of turning Dubai into an international center for finance and media. He set up a series of free trade zones, promising no taxes, minimal regulation, and special incentives to corporations willing to locate here. And he began building it all, convinced they would come. And they have.
It's an amazing experiment where
Dr. Omar bin Suleiman is the governor of Dubai's financial district.
everything is done with risks, but calculated risks.
Since it opened 2 years ago, the Dubai International Finance Center has attracted banks, investment firms, and capital from around the world.
And to facilitate that for them,
And according to Dr. bin Suleiman, it's just the beginning of what will eventually be a city within a city.
So what is this going to look like in 5 years?
5 years from now, you're going to see towers on your right, towers on your left. You're going to see a 1.5 kilometer garden where you can exercise. And if you're bored of that, you can go underneath it for a 1.5 kilo shopping mall.
1.5 kilometers, that's more than a mile.
Yes. And it is not the largest shopping center in the world because that's next door.
Next door is the Burj Dubai development, where the largest shopping center in the world is under construction at the base of what will become the world's tallest building. It's being built by Emaar Properties, by some measure the world's largest real estate developer. It is 1/3 owned by Sheikh Mohammed and the Dubai government, which has a financial stake in almost all of the development here.
Welcome to the site, Steve.
Thank you.
Emaar's chairman, Muhammad Alabar, took us up to what was then the top, past what will be the first Giorgio Armani hotel and floor after floor of million-dollar apartments. It was already nearly a half a mile high, and when it is finished, it will be twice as tall as the Empire State Building. And Alabar isn't worried about finding tenants with deep pockets.
We're about 85% sold. We sold 1.1 billion US in 2 nights, which is really amazing.
Alabar was educated in the United States and is one of Sheikh Mohammed's young lions, protégés handpicked by the Sheikh to run his largest enterprises. Another is Sultan Ahmed bin Sulaim, chairman of Dubai World, who also runs a significant part of the Sheikh's business empire.
I think he looks at Dubai. What does Dubai need? What is missing in Dubai? And when he thinks something missing, we're going to do it.
7 years ago, Sheikh Mohammed decided what Dubai needed was more waterfront property and beaches for all those tourists who were going to come. Dubai only had 60 miles of coastline, so he ordered Sultan to create more.
After 2 months, I came to him and showed him, this is a picture of perspective, an idea of an island. He said, how much beach is going to give us? I said, 7 kilometers. He said, why not 70? And I know him. This is his way. You know, he's always ask you the impossible, not what you are able, what you cannot do.
So Sheikh Mohammed gave you the land and told you to start building.
He gave us the water.
Gave you the water. You had to make the land.
We have to make the land.
Business consultants told him the project was unfeasible, but with no environmental regulations to stop him, Sultan began dredging 100 million cubic yards of sand from the Persian Gulf, along with 7 million tons of rock, to form a man-made island in the shape of a palm. It more than doubled the coastline of Dubai and created waterfront condos and homes for 150,000 people, not including 35 hotels.
Most people, if they brought in a business consultant and they told them this is a terrible idea, it's not going to work, they wouldn't do it.
Most people Yes, but not us.
I must tell you, Your Highness, that there are some members on your team who, from time to time, had doubts. I won't name them, but they looked and they said, after you told them what you wanted, they said, this is impossible. They thought that you were crazy, that it would never work.
Yeah, if you don't want to name them, I can name them.
Some of them are sitting over there on the couch.
It's easy to laugh about now. The Palm Island project sold out in less than a week. Sultan says that houses that initially went for $1 million are being resold by the original investors and real estate speculators for 5 times that. But the day we went ashore, a month after the official opening, the Palm Island was a ghost town.
It's very strange. I mean, I don't see any people.
People just started moving in.
It's not clear when or if the actual owners will start moving in. Most of the properties were bought as second or third homes by wealthy Arabs, Russians, and Europeans to be used a few months a year, or as real estate investments, or as a way to move money offshore to a safe haven. But it has not stopped the building. 3 more offshore developments are underway, including a chain of 300 man-made islands, some of which will be private. They're shaped and situated to resemble a map of the world, which is what the project is called, the world. Demand is said to be strong, but to many, Dubai has the feel of a speculative bubble that could easily burst. When we come back, the difficulties of creating a modern society in one of the world's toughest neighborhoods, and Dubai's high-tech solution to preserve an ancient sport.